Okay, good morning, everyone. Hope, can you please confirm, can you see my screen and can you hear me well, please? Online, you can put it in the chat, please. Fantastic. All right, so thank you for joining this wonderful workshop and appreciate your time, taking time and joining this. And I should really thank for the last workshop that I did on the DevOps, AWS DevOps project, and you made it very successful. And really thank you for that. And many people gave excellent feedback on the workshop that I did on few weeks back. So if you're interested to see that workshop, so please go to Naresh IT YouTube channel and then search for uh, the DevOps projects, which is conducted by me. All right. All right. So I think there are so many people have joined here. I just wanted to ask one question. First of all, I think I just wanted to ask how many of you know me already, please? Have you heard about me? Reyaz sir, please put it in the chat. Online, everyone. Okay. So there are few students already, my existing students or my old students, and uh, right, and then what's it? Cloud ka Badshah, Shankar. Okay, thank you. So, so those who know me already, thank you for joining. And those who don't know me, so I just wanted to give a quick intro about me for a minute, and then we'll move forward. Yeah. So as you know, my name is Riyaz Sheikh. People call me Riyaz sir, right? Experience, I have 18 plus years of experience, and companies worked was Infosys, Apple, and then Napa. And my more expertise is on AWS and DevOps. And also I'm a AWS consultant for my existing company and also a director for a startup company. And importantly, I'm AWS certified, where I'm a solution architect certified, developer certified, SysOps certified, and solution architect associate level also certified. And mostly there are so many certification on in the line as well to get completed. So if you don't know me, if you don't know more about me, please go to Google and just type AWS by Reyaz. So Google and my all the other people will speak a lot about me, and you will get to know more there, please. Thank you for listening of this, and welcome to this workshop. And as you already know that the workshop is all about here, zero downtime application deployment using blue-green deployment model. Those who don't know anything about what is application deployment and what is blue-green deployment model and what is downtime, what is zero downtime, everything from scratch, I'm going to teach you today. So this is a wonderful opportunity for everyone out there, those who are new to this AWS, and those who know already AWS, this will be a really interesting thing. And those who are already in my batch, you might have already heard about this in our course. So this will be really helpful for the newbies, those who want to learn this AWS in the right way, in the right path with the right trainer. All right, so before I talk about this workshop, the tech stack used in this project will be these services. If you remember in our last workshop, I integrated more than 12 services, if you remember, right? More than 12 services in a project. And here, as I, that previous workshop was completely very heavy, and it's complete end-to-end project in the real time that we use. So if you're interested, please go to that workshop and watch that as well. And this will be very simple and sweet, where we'll be deploying a front-end application, right? And then if you want to update that application, let us take a scenario. So we have a customer and you are an AWS engineer. We have a customer said that, hey, I need a website. So what you did is you went to AWS. And guys, those who are new to AWS, this workshop needs little bit knowing about this AWS services. And don't worry, if you get time, I'm starting a new batch on this AWS tomorrow on Monday from 10:30 a.m. So if you want to learn more, so you can join the batch, you're welcome there, and where I'll be teaching end-to-end about the AWS. But for now, in this workshop, I assume that you should know at least little bit about EC2, Route 53, load balancer, ACM, and Apache. But if you don't know also, I'll try my best here to make you comfortable what are these services in very brief. So in this project, we'll be using a service called EC2. That is a most important and biggest service in AWS, and very, very, very important service in AWS. So EC2 is, the full form of EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. So this basically, as you might have known already, that in AWS is a cloud provider. So whatever the AWS is providing to you is through web. What AWS is providing to us? Services. Through what? Web. Who is providing? Amazon. And that's why we call it as Amazon Web Services in a very short and sweet line, you can say. So AWS is a group of services, right? AWS is a group of services. In this, there is one of the most important service called EC2, where this service will help you to create virtual machines. As I said, you should know what is little bit about virtualization, because you can think for now, in one physical server, you can create multiple virtual servers or virtual machines. So this EC2 is nothing but a server, or it's a virtual machine in AWS. What we need to do is we just need to go ahead and then launch this virtual machine. We call it as EC2 instance in AWS. So simply what we need to do, we need to go ahead and then launch this EC2 instances. This is the place, this is the server where we are putting our application inside it. So EC2, you can think for now, is a servers completely. EC2 is a service from AWS and it is providing servers for us. And what is load balancer? Load balancer, ELB in AWS, we call it as, and the full form is Elastic Load Balancer. And this will help you to distribute the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances. So I'll be teaching you what is this load balancer in few minutes soon. And the Route 53 is a DNS service in AWS, which is used to route the traffic to multiple resources in AWS. So you can think like this is like a traffic constable, right? So it knows where to redirect the traffic. If you are coming for, let's say, for example, we have our online friend here, Raj Shekhar. So raja.com. If someone is hitting raja.com in the browser, right? So this will go to Route 53 first, and Route 53 knows where is in AWS the raja.com, where it has an application. So Route 53 is the guy who will be routing the traffic to the resource. And next we have something called ACM, which is called Amazon Certificate Manager. This service is used to generate HTTPS certificate. You might have known there are mainly, we use two protocols while you're accessing a website or an application. That is HTTP and HTTPS. So can I know from you which is secure, HTTP or HTTPS? Right? So let's have a little bit interactive mode. Go ahead online, put it in the chat. Right? Exactly. HTTPS is secure, right? So how to generate? Generally, we go and purchase these certificates in different providers like Hostigator, GoDaddy, right? CA. There are so many third-party providers who will provide the certificates for you. But as we are using the complete AWS end-to-end services, we'll not be using the outside services here. Let's use ACM. This ACM service is from AWS, where you can generate these HTTPS certificates. And the last one we have is here is Apache. Apache is not a AWS service, so it's just a software. It's a web server where it holds the application, right? So this is the tech stack that we'll be using in this project, right? I hope everyone is clear till here. You know, right? I would like to ask you, CC, if you're my old and existing student. Yeah. So those who are watching this from YouTube live also, you can be very interactive in the chat, right? Fantastic. All right. So so I hope you understand the tech stacks that we will be using it. Yes, Ravi Verma is asking, sir, what is Apache? It's a what is Apache? It's a web server where we'll deploy application. Exactly. So where we'll put the application, right? So you can think Apache is like it's a web server. You can think it's a bottle, right? It's a bottle. What does generally a bottle contain? Water inside it, right? Or you can take a room. What does the room contain? So many chairs. So here also, this web server is a container. It's a container where you can put multiple applications inside it. So web server is the guy holding the application inside it. Okay. Yeah. So what is the difference between Route 53 and load balancer? Shiva. So Route 53 is a separate DNS service in AWS. So that will be routing from the top level, whereas load balancer is basically, it's a feature in AWS where it will redirect the traffic to the EC2 instances. Okay, so Route 53 will also route it. Load balancer will also route it. So Route 53 is completely a different service in AWS, whereas load balancer is a feature in AWS which will work in the low level. Okay, we'll talk about that also now. So before we go a little bit further into this project, as you saw that already, I mentioned that as zero downtime. So before we talk about zero downtime, you should know what is downtime, correct? Yes or no? So you need to know what is downtime. So what is this downtime? Before we talk about the downtime, first we need to know about what is high availability. So guys, if you are my existing students, you might have known this topic already, but this workshop is mainly for the people, those who don't know anything about this AWS, and those who don't know anything about what is downtime, what is high availability, etc., right? So let us help the other people here to make them comfortable on this workshop. All right. Okay. All right. So let us talk about what is high availability. High availability. Yeah, correct. So can you tell me, someone from you online and everyone here, what is high availability? Generally, what do you think? What is high availability? Everyone will say that any service which is always highly available to you. For example, if I ask you Google, Google is highly available to you. What is your answer? Put it in the chat. What is your answer? Yes, Google is highly available. And let's say Twitter, or wherever, Instagram is highly available. Yes or no? Yeah. Let's say, for example, IRCTC. Is it highly available for you? Yes. Right? But some people says no, some people yes say yes, because so whenever there is a huge traffic coming to the IRCTC, so there might be a little bit performance issues, so that some people will get affected for them. So the service what the provider is providing to you, which is always available, that is called high availability. So simple as that, I can say the period of time the service is available to the customer. You are the customer, right? So for you, the service should be always available, right? If the service is always available to you, then that is called what? High availability. So the period of time the service is available to customer is called HA. HA meaning what here? High availability. Okay, so this is, which is the service which the provider is providing to you is always available to you, that is called high availability. And how about the service is not available? When the service is not available to you, what do you say that? So guys, the period of time the service is not available to you. Let's say, for example, Google was not available to you, Facebook was not available to you, YouTube was not available to you, or some service which is not available to you at that time, we call it as downtime. What is that called? Downtime. So I'll write here the period of time the service is not available to customer is called downtime. So this is the simple definition that I can say to explain you clearly about what is high availability and what is downtime. So to repeat this, high availability meaning which is always, the service is always available to you, whereas downtime meaning the service which is not available to you. All right. Is this clear till here? You got it? You got it? Fantastic. Okay, so this high availability, it will be always measured in percentage. Remember that. Because if I ask you, let's say we have our few people here, right? Rajshekar is there, Manikanta, everyone here, right? If you are measuring anything, so if you are measuring this high availability, generally how do we measure? If I ask you a question, Google is how much percentage is available for you? And you will be saying 100%. Right? IRCTC, is it 100% available to you? You will say 99%. So basically, this high availability is measured in percentage. If your customer also, let's say, for example, you have joined some company and your customer will also ask you, hey, what is the percentage of high availability will you give it to me? Then you should give, is it possible to give 100%? Remember to not give 100% because somewhere something has happened. So that will be down as 99.99999%. So you can give 99.99999 something percentage, but don't give 100% because there might be a chance that something might happen anytime. Okay, so let us take a real-time scenario. Okay, let's take a real-time scenario where you are the AWS, you are the IT guy, right? There is one customer. So whose name should I take for the customer, for example? You tell your name, put your name, I'll take your name. Rajashekar, Raja, okay? Right, so let's take Raja. So Raja is our customer, okay? So he told to me, so let us take an example about me only, okay? He told to me that, sir, please put this application somewhere and give me the URL to access it. So this is what the customer told to me. Hey, I'm giving you the application. Listen carefully, guys, because this will be the exact thing how we do it in the real time also. Okay. So what has happened is the customer gave me an application and he told that put it somewhere and give me the URL to access. So what I did, I went immediately and launched EC2 instance in AWS. Sorry. So what is the meaning of EC2 instance here? EC2 instance is nothing but a server. Okay. So instead of calling here server, I will represent this as a EC2 instance. So those who don't know anything about what is EC2 instance, just follow this, because when you get a time to join the class, there I'll be clearly explaining you pin to point what is about this EC2 instance. For now, please remember EC2 instance is nothing but a server. So what I do is here is, so I launch a EC2 instance, and then what I do, I put a application. I deploy one application here. So what does the application contain? Let's say, for example, index.html. Okay, index.html. So this is the EC2 instance. This is the EC2 instance. Okay. Every EC2 instance will have its own IP address. Yes or no? Every server, right? Every server have their own IP address basically. So let's say, for example, what is an IP address? 192.168.30.10. Some random IP address, I'm taking it. Okay. So this is the IP address of this machine. So what I did, I immediately went here, launched one EC2 instance, and then inside this, I deployed an application. I assume that application file is nothing but index.html. So my application is ready. Sai is, who is that? Raja. Raja is waiting here. So what I did, I said, hey, Raja, I have completed deploying the application. And he said that, hey, very good, Reyaz sir, please give me the URL to access my application. And you know how I have given the URL to him? I have given the URL like this, http://192.168.30.10/index.html. So this is the URL that I have given to him. Can you tell me, as a customer, are you interested to access your application with this kind of URL? Say that online, everyone. Everyone. So come on. So if you don't know AWS also, do not worry at all. Just I'm teaching you generally. So slowly I'll be taking it to the AWS. But for now, you should just answer like with the normal general knowledge. So no one over here is interested to access the application using this URL. Why? Because we have the IP address over there. Just imagine Facebook, Instagram, or whichever the favorite websites that you are accessing it. Is it good to access that with the IP address? Who remembers the IP address? No one remembers the IP address, right? So here, our Raja said that Raja is a customer here. Raja said, sir, the URL is not good, but no problem. I will access it, right? Excuse me. Right? I will access it. So he started accessing this URL. So all of a sudden, what has happened is this URL went down. That meaning simply the URL is not working. So when the URL is not working for him, what does the Raja will say? This is called downtime. What is this called? Downtime. So he will say that the application is down. And the period of time, how much time it is down? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. This is called downtime. Okay. So fine. So he informed me here immediately. Guys, he informed me immediately. Sir, the URL is not working. When I went and checked, this server is gone. This server is dead. This server is down. So immediately what I did is I went and set up this time, not one, not two. I put total, how many servers? 3 servers. as I put three servers so-called EC2 instances, right? And every EC2 instance will have its own IP address or not. Okay, so for example, what's the IP address that it has? 192.168.30.11, for example. And for this, 192.168.30.12. So this time to Raja, I have given like this. See, you tell me this is valid or not. Guys, those who know already this, my existing students, please bear with me. So let us help the new people over here. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so here, now you tell me, are you interested to access one application with 3 IPs? What is your answer? What is your answer? Answer is no. Answer is no. Fantastic answer, everyone over there online, right? So no one is interested. Accessing the application with one IP address is difficult. Now, sir, why are you giving me here 3 different IP address for one application? Do I need to access 3 different URLs? 100% no. No one is interested to access like this, right? And another important thing here is you should not expose these EC2 instances to the internet, because Raja is where? Raja is in the internet. So is it good to expose this EC2 instance to the internet where you have the application, the code? No. So for that reason, we should not expose this EC2 instance to the internet directly. So instead of that, what we do? This is very, 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 very important, right? You tell me, guys, my existing guys, what is we need to implement here? We need to implement something called load balancer. Fantastic. What we need to implement? Everyone put it in the chat. Load balancer. As the name clearly says, load balancer. What this exactly do? This will take the request from internet, that meaning from customers. All the requests will come to the load balancer first, right? And this load balancer in AWS, we call it as ELB. ELB meaning elastic load balancer. What is this, Nana? Elastic load balancer. So now what this load balancer will do? Everyone will start accessing the load balancer, and the job of the load balancer is to distribute the load one by one to the EC2 instances here. What is doing? It is distributing the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances. You understand the job of the load balancer? So the job of the load balancer is what? So load balancer ELB distribute the traffic to multiple EC2 instances. This is the actual job of load balancer, correct? Now you understand. So here I already explained you here elastic load balancer. What it does, it will distribute the traffic or load to the multiple EC2 instances, right? Most of the people know already that I don't like to go with the PPTs all the time. So I would like to present everything through the paint. Yes or no, my old people? Yeah, fantastic. All right, so you understand the load balancer, and this load balancer is basically a service from AWS. Okay, service, that means it's a feature only, but it's not a server, it is a service. So whenever you create a load balancer, it will give the DNS name. So for this load balancer, actually the name of the load balancer is, I call it as personally, it's a nasty URL. That meaning AWS will generate one random URL to the load balancer to access. But is it good to give that random URL to the customer online? You know how the URL look like for the load balancer? I'll say like this, see, http:// right? And then let's say my ELB dot blah, 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 some numbers dot ELB dot right AP minus south minus one dot Amazon AWS.com. So see, the URL will looks like this. The URLs look like this. Is it good to give this URL to customer? 100% no, because it's nasty. It doesn't look good, correct? So what we do? We do the makeup. So makeup meaning not the makeup that you're thinking. Okay, makeup meaning instead of giving this nasty URL, let us map that to the nice URL or friendly URL. How do you map? So who is the customer here? Raja, right? So he needs something called http://raja.com. Now where do we do all this mapping? This mapping, you do it in Route 53. You understand? Route 53. Clear? So now we know what is, excuse me, we know what is EC2. Now we know what is load balancer. Now we know what is Route 53. Let us, what is this ACM? So here, you tell me our load balancer is listening on which protocol? Listeners here, protocol meaning mainly I told you that we have two types of protocol here which we use now, HTTP and HTTPS. You tell me here which one is secure. As you already told, HTTPS is secure, right? So whenever we heard about HTTPS, the first thing that you get in your mind is certificate. So where do you generate? So our load balancer should be secure or not secure? Our load balancer is secure. That meaning here, you should use http://raja.com, or you should use, right, https://raja.com. So we need to use the second URL. In order to use the second URL, so we need to set up something called certificate here. We need to attach a certificate to the load balancer. And what is that certificate? And which service in AWS will help you to generate the certificate? ACM. ACM so represents Amazon Certificate Manager. All right. So, and as I said directly that we need to deploy the application here on the EC2 instance. Now your application will be residing on Apache web server. So every EC2 instance need to have a Apache. Now everyone understood? Everyone understood here? Yeah. So now you are clear about the tech stack that I am using it. Online and everyone, can you give me CC? CC meaning crystal clear? Till here, everyone? Hmm? Online, YouTube people, put in the chat. It's fantastic. All right. So this is the basic what is required. I hope those who don't know about AWS also, right? So they understand whatever we have discussed till here. So this knowledge is for now sufficient to go and do the project. All right. So here, one important thing here is, see, load balancer is distributing the traffic to the multiple EC2 instances here, right? So just in case, if this server goes down, if this EC2 instance goes down, what will happen? Does the load balance will send the traffic to this first EC2 instance? No, because if the machine is dead or the application is dead, if the load balancer is sending the traffic to the dead application, so it will respond nothing. So customer will get nothing. Is it good to get nothing to the customer? No. For that reason, load balancer will be doing the monitoring. What is load balancer doing here? Monitoring. How does the load balancer is monitoring? Using something called health checks. Everyone say that? Health checks. Health checks meaning here, this load balancer will keep on checking, hey, index.html, you are the application, correct? So, hey, index.html, are you there or not? Are you alive or not? Right? So, whenever index.html, whenever this load balancer is checking the health of index.html, so this index.html will reply with a code with a status code 200, right? What is the status code that we use? 200. 200 meaning that index.html will reply to the load balancer with the 200 status code, which meaning it is healthy. Which meaning what? Healthy. I am healthy. If it is not, if it is bad, if it is not working properly, then it will become unhealthy. So here Mahesh from online is asking, sir, what happens if this load balancer goes down? So this load balancer will never go down because this load balancer is managed by AWS. And these EC2 instances are managed by us. For that reason, there is a chance that our EC2 instances will go down or application will go down inside it, but never load balancer will never go down because load balancer is managed by AWS. Mahesh, okay, Mahesh? Super. So now I hope the basics are clear to move forward, correct? Fantastic. Can I get a response till here if everything is clear, please? So that I feel comfortable that you are on the track. Online. Super. Fantastic. Good. Okay, so now you understand what is downtime, correct? And you understand what is high availability also, right? And let me explain you today how we do the project, right? How we do the project scenario. Online, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen? There was some disturbance. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So let me explain, guys. I can show you the fancy diagrams also. Do you see these fancy diagrams? And I can show you all these fancy diagrams, but by showing like this, you don't understand much better. For that reason, with my hands, I will be drawing the architecture for you here so that one by one, step by step, you can clearly understand. And the same thing, what we do is we will go and replicate it. Okay, Nana? Okay, Chiti? Yeah. So let's do. So we are now deploying a front-end application. Okay, we are deploying a front-end application. So deploy the front-end application, which is a service in AWS where you can go and deploy the application. Everyone, you tell me. So which is a service in AWS where we can go and put our application? EC2. Very good. What is that? EC2. So what we do is, firstly, we go and launch one EC2 instance. Okay, we go and launch EC2 instance. This is EC2. Okay, and what we do, we will deploy our application. Now, we will be deploying the application here, but before that, what we need to install? We need to install our web server here, right? And web server here is nothing but Apache. So what we do first, we'll install Apache, and on top of it, we'll put the application. And I call this as a server one. Okay. Hold on. So I call this as server one. So Apache, and I call this as server one. Okay. So I call it a server one. Okay. And here in AWS, in EC2, we have something called availability zone. So do not worry about availability zone. Availability zone for now, you can think of it's a data center in AWS. Okay. So you are launching one EC2 instance in one data center in the backend. So what is availability zone? We will clearly learn when we go deeper into our courses. So here, let's assume I have launched one EC2 instance. I have launched one EC2 instance in 1A availability zone. Okay, and I install Apache and I call it a server one and I deploy the application. Perfect. Everything is good. You tell me here, everyone, is it good to give the IP address to the customer? Our customer is here. Who is our customer? You. Everyone you are my customers now. Okay. So this is the customer. This is you. Guys, I don't mind to put smiley symbols, emojis here in it, right? I like to be very fun. You know that already, few people, right? So put emojis, be very active and be happy all the time. Let's funnily discuss. So this is you. Okay. You are a smiling guy. So this is the customer. It's you. You are my customers now. Okay. So now you gave me an application. I'm deploying application for you, for every one of you here. Okay. So, okay. So what I did, now you tell me you are the customer. So I went and set up one EC2 instance and I deployed an application here. Is it good to give IP address to you to access the application? Say that yes or no. Is it good to give this application? Is it good to give the IP address to you? Answer is no. No one is interested to access. So you need something very fancy name. And that too, if you want to have a high availability architecture, guys, if you want to have a high availability architecture, is it good to have only one machine or is it good to have multiple machines? Tell me. Multiple machines. Because remember, if you have only one machine, just in case if that machine goes down, your application is down. For that reason, in order to set up your application with high availability, that what is the meaning of high availability? Which is always available to you, which is always available to the customer. So with one machine, is it always available to the customer? No. For that reason, we need to go and set up at least minimum to minimum, how many? 2 machines. You can give 3, 4, 5, 50, 100, no problem. Right? But minimum here, we need to go for how many chiti? How many, Nana? 2. So I call it as server 1 and server 2. Good. So here I cannot give these 2 IP address to the customer. So what I need to do? What I need to set up here in front? Everyone, load balancer. What I need to set up? Load balancer. Because we just discussed previously, right? So instead of giving the IP address to the customer, so we need to set up the load balancer. What is load balancer called in AWS? It is ELB, Elastic Load Balancer. So now what is happening is, here in AWS, you know what is EC2 instance, we will deploy application, we create load balancer. And one new topic here is, we have something called target group. What is that? Target group. Say that, everyone put it in the chat. Target group. Target group meaning our load balancer is capable not only will send only to one application. With this load balancer, we can have multiple application. One load balancer can support multiple application. One load balancer can route the traffic or distribute the traffic to multiple applications, not single application. So example, so for that, what we have something called, we have here target group. Everyone, what we have here? Target group. So target group meaning, see, example, here, I have something called application, our website called boom.com, for example, boom.com. So someone is coming for boom.com. The request will come to load balancer. And I have here boom.com application. So load balancer will send to boom.com. Because this is a boom target group, for example. And in this target group, I have boom application. So, and someone is coming from admin page. So they will come to the same load balancer, and then I can have another target group with another EC2 instances here containing admin application. But our load balancer, whenever someone is coming for boom.com, he can respond to this target group, redirect to target group, and our load balancer can also redirect to the another target group. So for now, you need to understand. So we have something called target group. What does the target group contains? EC2 instances. Yeah, so EC2 instance. So you are all my AWS people target group. So later, can I also have a DevOps, right? DevOps target group will be where I will be teaching DevOps there. So here it is AWS. Like this, we can have multiple target groups attached to a single load balancer. You understand? Right? So here we have a target group. Okay, we'll create a target group and I will register these 2 EC2 instances inside the target group. Okay, and this target group I will attach to the load balancer. So whenever now anyone is accessing my application, so that application will be responded from this target group. Okay, as I told you already that, guys, load balancer has a nasty URL, right? Load balancer has a DNS name, but that doesn't look good, right? So where we need to go and do the makeup? Everyone say this. Where we should do the makeup for nasty URL? Excellent answers. Route 53, right? In short, here I'll write as Route 53. So Route 53 will give a nice name, and then Route 53 will redirect it to the or route it to the load balancer. And Chita, you tell me our load balancer should listen on which protocol? Is it HTTP or HTTPS? So HTTP is not secure. We will be going with the HTTPS. If it is HTTPS, you tell me what is the service that we should use to generate the HTTPS certificate? ACM. All right. All right. Is this clear? Should we do this still here in the project? And here in Route 53, I have already a domain purchased for you. And the domain name here is Reyaz AWS Trainer, for example. Shiva, ACM long form is Amazon Certificate Manager. Okay. So what is our website name? I already have a domain called reyazawstrainer.com. Okay. So what is the website? So let's say, for example, workshop.reyazawstrainer.com. This is our website. This is our target name. https://. Okay. So everyone should be able to access our website using this URL. So where do you purchase the domain? In Route 53. So we need to do the mapping here. What do you do the mapping? So workshop.reyazawstrainer.com should map to load balancer. Okay. So what's the first step here? What do we do first? So how many EC2 instances will go in launch? How many EC2 instances will go in launch? 2 EC2 instances. Fantastic. Okay. So here I'll write the steps for you. So what is this? Launch 2. And this time we'll go with the Windows machine or Linux machines? You tell me. Windows or Linux? Yeah, always Linux. So let's go with the Linux because Linux is most commonly used in real time. So launch 2 Linux EC2 instances and set and install Apache and deploy front-end application. Okay. So that is the first step that what we do. Okay. Let's go and launch the EC2 instance. Okay, Nana. So for that, I went to the guys, those who don't know AWS, those who don't have any accounts, do not worry, just follow me. So as you know, right, I will be teaching you in the course point to point, step by step. So when you join my course, there I'll be teaching you separately what are all the options here, how to launch EC2 instance, everything I'll go and teach there. For now, as it is a workshop, so we need to go and concentrate on the project, correct? So for that reason, please excuse me that I'll be going in directly launching the EC2 instance, okay? So let's go and launch the EC2 instance. How do we launch EC2 instance? Click on launch instance here. Okay. And make sure that you are in the region, Mumbai region. Guys, those who are new, as I said, please don't worry about all these things because just continue how I'm launching the EC2 instance. When we go deeper there, we will learn a lot. Okay. So here I call it as server 1. Okay, Nana? And here we have something called images. We have something called images. What this image contains? Simply operating system. So here in real time, instead of you going and installing the operating system manually, AWS is providing the operating system with the name of AMI, Amazon Machine Image. So I'm just going for the Red Hat. Okay, Red Hat. And here we have something called instance type. Instance type is nothing but it's a basically capacity. So if you take a T2 micro, we have different types of instance types here provided by AWS. T2 micro here is nothing but how much GB RAM it has? 1 GB RAM and only 1 CPU. But if you need bigger machines, you can keep on increasing the instance type here. You can change the instance type. Do you see? For example, T2 X large, which has 4 CPUs and 16 GB RAM. So based on your requirement, you need to go ahead and select it. But I'm now here going for T2 micro, which is free for you, and AWS will not charge anything for that. And this is a key pair. So this key pair basically will help you to go ahead and then connect to your EC2 instances. Okay. But I'm just telling, I already created a key pair, but those who have not created, you can click on create new key pair and you can keep it in your laptop. So that is a PEM file we called. Okay. So now here we have network settings. So we have something called VPC. So VPC is nothing but a virtual private cloud. If you want to secure your entire infrastructure, it should be inside the VPC. And you have the subnets. As I said, you have availability zone 1A, 1B, and 1C. As I said, do not worry about all these things because it is highly impossible to teach you all the things now here at the moment because we are concentrating on the project. So let's select 1A, enable automate IP, and I'm using a default security group here. Okay. And if you come down in advanced details, here we have something called user data. So user data meaning here, generally what we need to do here, you see, here we have EC2 instance, we are launching it. Okay. And I need to install Apache. Yes or no? Online, everyone. I need to install what? Apache. I need to install Apache and I need to deploy a front-end application into this Apache. Yes or no? So I will not be doing it manually. I have written a small script, right? Where if you put the script here in the user data, automatically Apache will be installed, downloaded, installed, and automatically my application is also deployed onto the machine. So this is called automation. So we can do it manually also, right? I can also teach you manually step by step, logging into the machine and execute one by one command, right? But here, I want to show you how to do it automation here. So to make you understand the automation here, I have written something for you. Okay. So here we have here we are using few Linux commands, guys, here. So let me explain you one by one here so that it will be easy for you to understand. So you are elevating the permissions sudo -s to the root, and then in the Linux machine we have the package manager called yum. So if you want to install any package in EC2 instance, especially Red Hat, Amazon Linux. So they have different flavors. So we use a command called yum install. So yum install -y, so that yes for everything. And here we have what is the software, what is the package that we are installing here? Software HTTPD. HTTPD is nothing but Apache. Right? In Red Hat, we call it as HTTPD, but in Ubuntu, we call it as Apache. So we are installing the Apache here first. Okay. And then later I'm installing another small package called wget. So wget is a small package in Linux which will help you to download from internet the zip files. Not only zip file, anything you can download. Basically you can use the HTTP URLs. So wget, and I'm downloading a small website from internet from the freesss.com website, where it will download the some sample template, some sample website. And then this is the zip file, correct? This is the zip file. So zip file will get downloaded. We need to unzip it, correct? To unzip it, we need to install a package called unzip. So yum install -y unzip. Guys, here we have installed 3 packages here. Yum install -y HTTPD, yum install -y wget, yum install -y winzip. Instead of writing 3 different lines, you can just give the space and put HTTPD space wget space unzip. Everything you can install in one shot also. To make you clearly understand one by one, so I wrote it in the different lines. Then what is downloaded here from internet? This Godder.zip file. So that we need to unzip it. So once you unzip it, it will create a directory called Godder-html. So what we need to do is here, whenever you install Apache, guys, simple, listen here. You want to listen my workshop. So you have joined to the WebEx and the particular URL. Yes or no? With the meeting ID and the password, correct? if you join to this particular meeting, correct meeting ID and correct password, then only you will be considered as a here learning the workshop. So will you go and log into other workshops? No, right? Yeah. So here, whenever you install HTTPD, that meaning Apache, it has a default directory called var www.html, right? var www.html. So basically, whatever you have your website, that meaning your code, everything you should put it into this directory. Then only Apache will consider this as an application. Okay, Apache will consider that as a website. So because this is the Apache default directory. So remember, you need to place your application inside this directory. Then only our Apache will consider that as an application. If you put it somewhere else, so Apache will not consider that application. For that reason, I'm copying recursively, that meaning whatever I have in this directory to this directory. And then what I do, I am enabling the HTTPD service, and I'm starting the Apache service. So this is the small code. Copy this, and simply I am pasting it in the user data here. So what this will do, this will clearly, you don't need to do it manually at all. Once you set up this, once you execute it, this script will be executed automatically while EC2 is launching. So I don't need to do anything manually, just wait. After once this is application, once the EC2 instance is ready, my application is also up and running. Should I show you this? So quickly, let's go ahead and then launch. Click on launch instance. So congratulations, we have launched the EC2 instance, and we have used the automation here to deploy the application. So now the state is in pending. So let it commit to running. And also we have something called status check. Make sure that 2/2 status should be passed. So let's wait for a minute so that so it is launching the machine, and it is installing whatever the packages that we have given, and it is downloading the application from the internet, and it is copying the entire thing into the var www.html, and it is restarting the Apache service. So everything should be happening, right? So let us give you couple of minutes for it to execute all the code. So what, and mainly importantly here, this EC2 instance, to secure it, we have a concept called security group. So this security group will help you to secure your EC2 instance. So we can allow required protocols inside the security group, right? Security group is like a firewall. Okay, so no one should come directly and hitting the EC2 instance, right? So what is the protocols that we need to allow here? What is the protocol that we need to allow in the security group? Yeah, HTTP or HTTPS. Yes, someone is saying, sir, we need to launch 2 EC2 instances, right? So we need to launch 2 EC2. Yes, first let's go and launch 1 EC2 instance. I'll explain you. Later I will fatafat launch another EC2 instance also. Okay. So first make sure our application is running properly or not. Okay. So for that reason, so in the security group, here we need to enable the protocols. In inbound rules, edit. So either, so do you see this here, HTTPS? Okay, let me remove all this and do one by one. So one is, if you want to log into the EC2 instance, we need to use SSH protocol and go for my IP. And if you want to access our application, HTTP my IP. And if you want to securely access our EC2 instance, go with HTTP yes and my IP. And guys, remember, it's not at all good to give all traffic to everyone, because it is not secure. So I'm just saving the security groups. So let's see, it's working. So do you see 2/2 checks are passed and it's working. So what I need to do, we need to make sure our application is working or not. So copy the IP address and just put it over here and see our application is working or not. Wow, superb. Do you see that application running? Have we done anything? Everything is automated and our application is deployed. Okay. So we have launched only one EC2 instance. Similarly, we need to launch two EC2 instances, right? Because for high availability purpose, we need to have two EC2 instances. So for that, what I do, I go and launch another EC2 instance. Guys, instead of launching one by one, I use a shortcut called here, launch more like this. So launch more like this, meaning it will select automatically all the options here, whatever I have selected before. So, but this time I call it as server 2. Okay. Server 2. I see already I have selected here. I go with this. And this time I'll put it in another 1B so that I'll show you that load balancer can distribute the traffic to multiple across availability zones. And here also in advance, guys, I need to have the same information. I need to change the information here. The website should be same or different. So website should be same. So no need to change. It should be same. Okay. All right. So I'm just going and then launching instance. Fantastic. So what we have done, see here in this, you tell me what we have done. We have launched first EC2 instance and we have also launched another EC2 instance. So this one, instead of putting in 1A, put it in 1B because that is a best practice. Okay. So everyone understood how to launch these two EC2 instances. Okay. So what is the next step? Next step is we need to create a target group. Create a target group and register server 1 and server 2. So this is the second thing that we do. Okay. Second one, how we launched. See here, Rahul. See, no, it's nothing. Simply select it, go to actions, image and template, launch more like this. So what is your launch more like this meaning here? Instead of going and clicking on launch instance, select one by one all the options. I already launched one EC2 instance. I'll take the same configuration. So for that reason, I go went for actions, images, launch more like this. Okay, Rahul? Okay. So now I have my two machines ready. So what's the next step? You all tell me. We need to go and create a target group or not? We need to create a target group. Let's go and create a target group. On the left side, we have a target group. Do you see this here? Create target group. Okay. So here I select instances because our target is instances, and target group name is, you can give any name. Call it as, guys, I'm saying it as blue target group because don't worry why I'm giving blue, because you know, right? I want to do this using blue-green deployment model. So for now, just imagine, just take it easy that I've just given. You can give any name, but I'm just giving as blue. And here we need to put health check. Our load balancer need to do the health check to the application or not. So we have index.html. So now click on next, /index.html next, and then I need to register server 1 and server 2 and say as include as pending below and click on create target group. Guys, now I'm creating target group just like that without explaining a lot, because as I said, this is a project. So, but when we go in our class, that means in our course, this load balancer target group itself, I'll be taking 2 to 3 days to explain each and every point here. Okay. For now, let's we will go and create a target group. So after creating target group, what we need to create? Target group is also ready, and I call it as blue TG. And what we need to do next? We need to create a load balancer. Very good answers, guys. Okay. So how do we create a load balancer? Go here, create load balancer, and we have different types of load balancer. So for now, we'll go and create an application load balancer, which is very commonly used. So click on create here, and here you can give any name, call it as my load balancer. And your load balancer should be internet facing or not, because if it is internet facing, this load balancer, then only your customer, that means you guys need to be, you can access my application. So it should be internet facing, VPC, and my EC2 instances are in 1A and 1B. Because do you see my EC2 instance I have launched in 1A and 1B, and security group I have selected default. And do you see this here? We have listeners and routing. You tell me our load balancer, whenever someone is hitting the application, the load balancer should send to which target group? The traffic should be sent to which target group? Blue target group. So how do you route that? Do you see HTTP? So we need HTTPS, but for now I'm just going for HTTP because for HTTPS we need to generate the certificates. So first we'll go with the HTTP on port 80, forward to which target group? Blue target group. And simply go ahead and don't worry about this WAF and global accelerator. We'll be discussing later in our course, right? So this is for the security purpose, WAF. Let's go and create a load balancer. Okay, so load balancer is getting created. And do you see it is provisioning? So we need to wait until this is active. Okay. So guys, and that will take a minute to get it active. But meanwhile, please remember this. First, what we have done is we have launched two EC2 instances. We call it as server 1 and server 2. And we have put the user data and then we have deployed the application. Okay. And we created a target group and we have registered these two EC2 instances in that inside the target group. So make sure first the application is working or not from putting the IP address, putting this IP address into the browser, putting the IP address to the browser. So it was working. So then only you should go to the load balancer, because if here it is not working, what is the purpose of going to the load balancer? Load balancer simply redirect the traffic to this. If the application is not working, there is no use. Okay, and also here what we did, we have done health checks. So what is the status code? 200, for which we have used index.html to check the status. Is it clear what we have done till here, everyone? You're enjoying the real-time deployment, how we set up the application? So let's wait until this is active. Yes, enjoying. Nice. Because those who are very serious about learning AWS, about learning the real-time project, right? You know, they will enjoy a lot. And of course, all you guys are very serious about learning, right? Any questions meanwhile? So it'll take a minute. Any questions meanwhile? Wow, perfect. No questions at all, huh? So you all understood the architecture, how see, I told you that I don't want to show you the fancy, like this, you know, I can show you all these things here, right? Fancy things. But thing is here, we need to learn. Yes, exactly. The same thing that we do it in the real time also. See here, it's active. So I told you that load balancer will give you the URL. Do you see the DNS name? So this is a nice URL or nasty URL? Online? Nice URL or nasty URL? Nasty URL. So is it good to give this to customer? So let me check whether it is working with me here. Fantastic. So guys, and please try to access this application. I'm just giving in the chat, everyone. Everyone open that URL. Is working for you? It will not work for you because that is the reason here. In security group, I have given this purposefully to you to check. So because it will not work for you, because in security group, I haven't given only access to me. If everyone want to access it, so what I need to do, I simply need to change it to everyone, or simply I should just put it to all traffic here. You can do like this, or with HTTP only, you can give anywhere. Save it. Now try it. Now try it and let me know it's working or not. Because you are my customer. Refresh and see it's working. Confirm, please. Very good. It's working. Perfect. Everyone, put it in the chat. It's working. Very good. So it's working. So you are all my customers, correct? But do you like this URL to access it? Tell me honestly. Do you like this URL to access your application? No, right? So what I need to do, I need to do the makeup. I need to do the mapping. You tell me which service will be helpful here to do the mapping. Which service I should go for? Route 53, right? So here, open Route 53, go to Route 53. So in Route 53, Chiri here, first of all, you need to purchase a domain. So without having a domain, you cannot uh, give a mapping here. So you need to purchase the domain. Okay. So how to purchase a domain? Do you see here register domain on the left? So here you can go and purchase the domain, register domain, and you can give some name here and search it and go and purchase it. So I already have a domain here because I teach to my students, right? So for that reason, I already purchased a domain. So inside this domain, what you need to do, you need to create a record. You need to create a mapping. How to create a record here? So let me go ahead. Oh, no. Okay. So click on create record. And what is my domain name here? That meaning what is my domain name, website name? ReyazAWStrainer.com. But here, so how do you like to have? Workshop.reyazawstrainer.com, right? So here you need to just give workshop, right? Workshop. Guys, here I have purchased my domain with my own name, right? You can give as karthik.com, raja.com, manikanta.com, boomcloud.com, naresh.com, whichever you want. Okay. So, okay. So let's go for record A. So I'll be explaining later, I mean, in our codes separately, what are this? And you need to go for alias here. And in which, and here you need to select application load balancer because our target is application load balancer here. In which region you have created a load balancer? Mumbai. And do you see my ELB here? That's it. And create a record. So once you create a record, and do you see here you have a view status and it is pending. So let's wait until this is in sync. It will take few seconds. Once this is ready, what I do, I'll just access my website using a nice URL. You all will be accessing with what's the name? Workshop.reyazawstrainer.com. So let's wait until this is pending. So what is doing? This need to update in all your DNS across the world, right? So for that reason, it is, oh, do you see this? It is sync. Now, what is the URL that we should access? I don't want this nasty URL. Close this and then http://workshop.reyazawstrainer.com. Let's see. Wow, it's working, guys. So I'm just giving this URL to you. Access it. It's working for you. Confirm. Online, YouTube people. For everyone, it's working. Fantastic. So this is how you host a high availability application, right? So high availability application, right? So guys, now do you see this here? I have put only 2 machines here. You can have a number of machines. And also there is a topic called auto scaling on top of it, but that is not the part of this workshop now. So just in case if one server goes down also, you don't have any problem because you have another server running. So if you have multiple servers, so if one server goes down, another server will be working. So this is one part. And very good, fantastic, everything is working. And do you see this here? Is it secure or not secure? Tell me, is it secure or not secure? It is not secure. Is it good to be not secure for your customers? For you, you are my customer. It's not good. So let us make it secure. How to make it secure? Which is a service that we should use? ACM. Very good. Let's go to ACM. Amazon Certificate Manager. Open this and then let's create a certificate. So click on request, select request a public certificate. Next. Here, I just put star.reyazawstrainer.com because this is my domain. What is my website name here? Reyazawstrainer.com. So I can put workshop also. I can put my name also. I can put any name. For that reason, my HTTPS certificate should be valid for anything dot reyazawstrainer.com. For that reason, I'm putting star dot. It's a white card, right? So here, let's click on keep it as it is and click on request. So once you click on request, right? Once you click on request, you go inside this and you need to create a record in Route 53. So guys, I'm just creating it here because here click on create records. So I'll be explaining this here in our course, as I said clearly, but here we just need to complete the project. So let's wait. So now it is still pending validation. Let's wait until it is in use. So Raj is asking, can you please tell ACM once again? What is ACM? Amazon Certificate Manager. So now you see our application is secure or not secure? Not secure, right? If you open Google, do you see Google is secure or not? If you click, and do you see not secure here? No, it's not showing not secure. Whereas for our website, it's showing not secure. So how to make it secure? So using HTTPS certificate. And where do you go and create the certificate, Raj? It is ACM in AWS. So we went to ACM and created a certificate. If you refresh, wow, and do you see this? It is issued. So my certificate is ready now, and I need to attach the certificate to whom? To the load balancer, because so everyone is accessing my load balancer, correct? So here only I need to secure the traffic. So for that reason, what we need to do, let's go to the load balancer. See here, let's go to the load balancer. In load balancer, we have something called listeners and rules. So you tell me here, do we need to use HTTP or HTTPS now? We need to use HTTP. Yes. For that reason, we need to add a listener. Add listener. Which protocol? HTTPS, and which is running on 443. And which target group? Blue target group. And then here, if you come down, and do you see the certificate here? Do the certificate here? Select the certificate. That's it, and click on add. So now what I did, I have attached a certificate to the website, to my load balancer now. So now, instead of you guys, Upendra is asking HTTPA and HTTPS difference. So Upendra and everyone, whatever the websites that you are accessing from the browser, okay, all the data that you are submitting should be secure or not secure, Upendra? It should be secure, right? So if you're using HTTP, the data is not secure. Let's say, for example, you went to bank here, internet banking you opened, and you're putting all your username, password, etc. All the data in the network, it is traveling, it is going through the plain text. Anyone can see your data packet. So it is very high chances that your data will be hacked. For that reason, what we use HTTPS, which is certificate, which is all your data which is transferring in the internet is encrypted. So no one can hack it. Okay, Pandra? Okay, guys. So now you see here. Now instead of using HTTP, now what I need to do? Close this and then let's try with HTTPS now. Let's see whether it works or not. Wow, do you see these guys here? Now our website is, do you see? Connection is secure. So now you also try to access, everyone. So with HTTPS. And now you all understood how you need to deploy the application, right? And how you need to set up, how to deploy, how to set up, how to configure, how to secure it. And also your application is completely secure. Is this clear till here? Online, everyone? Online, everyone, is it clear? YouTube, people, is it clear? Super. And you see slowly one by one in the project, how we are completing the task. So we have completed the security part. Now let's come to the important topic of this project. So guys, here, now you are all my customers. Do you see workshop.reyazaws.com is working, and this is the website, it is working, right? So if you go to services, this is related to websites, okay? Do you see this? Everything is working. But you are my customer. You, everyone are my customers, okay? And you said, sir, I don't want this website now. Let us update this website. So you have the website here, something guards, something, right? Garter. It's a bodyguard. Now I want to deploy a restaurant so I need to update this application. Basically, I need to update this application. I don't want this application. I need to have a new application completely, but without a downtime. So you customers, that the URL should always work. There should not be any downtime, but application should change completely. Application should change. Zero downtime. So because this is very important application, you cannot tolerate this application to go down. This URL should never go down, but still my application should be updated to the latest one. Then comes here blue-green deployment model. So what is blue-green deployment model, guys? Let's take a 1 minute only to explain you what is blue-green deployment model. In this blue-green deployment model is a software deployment strategy used to minimize downtime and reduce the risk of introducing errors during the release of new software versions. So guys, here, and let me explain this. So it involves running two identical environments. Do you see this here? I already have my environment working here or not? Which target group? Blue target group. Remember, blue target group is nothing but it's a current environment which is accessed by the customer. So guys, you tell me, I want to update the application to the latest version. Is it good to go and unglify? That meaning go and modify here in the servers? No, because these two servers are accessing by my customer. If something goes wrong here, my application will go down. For that reason, I don't touch my current environment. I will create another new parallel environment. I don't touch the existing environment. I don't touch existing environment because I might be scared because some errors might come here so that my application will not work to the customer. So I don't touch the existing environment. I create a new environment. So guys, you tell me, while creating a new environment, is there any problem with the existing environment? No. Is there any problem with my customer? No, because I'm identically creating another environment. No problem, no effect, no impact. So blue target group is the current environment. Green environment is not the new environment. Okay. And that is what I'm saying here. It involves running two identical environments, typically referred as blue. Blue meaning what? The current production environment, and green meaning what? The new version or environment with the changes, allowing for a smooth and seamless switch between them. So blue meaning the current live production environment, and green environment meaning another identical environment. So what we do is simply, Nana, see, now you want the latest update. You don't want this website. Without downtime, the application need to change. That meaning you are deploying the new application. How? What I do is now simply, okay, I'm copying this. Okay, don't worry. I will launch one more EC2 instance. Okay, I need a little bit bigger one. I don't disturb the current environment, right? I don't disturb the current environment. I launch one more EC2 instance here. I call it as server 3. Okay, this is server 3. No disturbance, right? And then I will launch one more EC2 instance called server 4. Okay, server 4. See this server 4. But while setting up this, I will go with this one is my version 1 application. And this one is when I'm setting up this EC2 instance, I'll deploy which version? Version 2 application. I'll deploy version 2. How? Using user data, right? And what target group this I call? Green target group. Which one? Green target group. And I first launched two EC2 instances called server 3 and server 4 with my latest application. And then I create a target group and I register these two EC2 instances as a green target group. And then what I do, I will attach to the load balancer. I'll attach to the load balancer. Right? No problem, because my existing customer will not have any problem. Simply what I do, once I attach, I will switch between this to this. So now by default, 100% is traffic going here. Yes or no? And then 0% traffic is going here. Now I'll make it ulta. So I'll mention that load balancer, don't send any traffic to this, send 100% traffic to this. Is this clear, the architecture? Should we go and do this now? Super, guys. You guys are super. So what's the next step? Launch another two. Okay, by the way, so next here is third one. What we did, create a load balancer. Create a load balancer. And then what we do, Route 53 mapping we did. And then what we did, right? HTTPS setup we did. Okay. And then what we did, 6th step, launch another two EC2 instances with the latest application. Right? Let's go and launch. Go to EC2 instance and let's go and launch. No, Ravi Verma, we will not lose anything. You see here. You're all accessing my application already. Okay, server 3. Okay, I can use, instead of selecting all these things, I can use launch more like this only, right? To save the time. So let's go and launch more like this, because same things. And I call it a server 3. Okay. And this is fine. And in advance, so here I'm using the words, another, right? Here, okay. Here we are putting the new application. So previously it was goddard.zip file and we are changing the application here. So we need to change the user data. Very good. So I have changed the user data here and simply go ahead and then launch. So we need to launch one more EC2 instance or not? Yes, we need to launch one more EC2 instance. So similarly, I say launch more like this because we need two. And I call it as server 4. Okay. And here, so change this, put it here. Right. And then launch. You want the user data? Okay, you want the user data? Should I paste it in the chat? If you're interested, let me know. Okay, so now we have the we have the EC2 instance running here. Okay, so let's see, first of all, server 3 and server 4 are working or not. Let's wait a minute until this is up and running. Guys, when I'm doing this, your application is still working or not? Check it. You are my customer, right? The application is still working or not for you? So after that, we launched an EC2 instance. So make sure our application, our latest application is working or not with the IP address first. Because if the application is not working on the server, what is the point of going to the next level? So let's wait. Our new application is working or not. Okay, so let's see 2/2 checks are passed. It is still initializing. Meanwhile, let's check whether it's working or not. Okay, so that's working. Okay, so okay, fine. I don't want to show you that website. No impact, right? Is there any impact in your old application? You are my customer. No impact, right? So now I have my 2 machines ready. So what I need to do after that? I need to create a target group. Yes or no? After that, what we need to do? Create a target group. Create a target group. What target group? This one, green target group. And register server 3 and 4. So what we do? Let's go and create a target group. Create target group instances. Target group name green TG. So when I'm doing this, there is no impact to my customer, guys. There is no impact to the customer. See, and the bad thing, the word that you use is blink of eye, right? Blink of eye. That means customer always say, "Arey babu, within if I blink and open my eye, I want new application." That's how our customers will be, right? So you need to obey that and then deploy the application like this. In Telugu we call kallu moosi terise loga, right? Aank band karke nikale waqt tak I need an application, new application. Sadism. Okay, fine. So here I go with server 3 and server 4 and then go ahead and then create target group. Okay, now I created a target group. I create a target group. I have registered. Now I need to attach to the load balancer or not? Now we need to attach to the load balancer, correct? Now let's go and attach to the load balancer. How? Go to the load balancer. Listeners and rules. Are we using HTTP or HTTPS? HTTPS. Select that. And here, right? Okay. So guys, edit listener. Where is that? Hold on. My LB, HTTP. And then we have a rule here. Edit rule. Okay. Do you see this here? Everyone, now this is the logic, the entire goal of it. Everyone are able to access the application. No impact. No impact. Correct? Now see how I am switching to the green environment now. Guys, everyone, how I am switching to the green environment without any downtime. Zero downtime. That is the workshop name. Zero downtime application deployment using blue-green deployment model. See, now here I am adding a new target group and then green I'm adding it here. So here I say 0% and here I say 100%. Okay. I say 100. I have not done yet. Okay. 100%. Okay. So simply now go ahead and then make sure that 0%, it's a blue 0. No, it's not same application. You see, you will see now. See, save changes I did. Okay. Now I've saved the changes within the blink of eye. Now my application is changed. I have now sent to 0%. Now you go and do the refresh. And there we go, guys. Application got changed or not? Refresh the page. Refresh the page. Yes or no? Do you feel any downtime? Chandra, no downtime. So you have blinked the eye and then we have changed the application completely, right? This is called zero downtime application deployment using blue-green deployment model. This is purely a real-time project. You can use the project in your resumes. And this is especially to all of my students, right? Yeah. All right. Clear, everyone? Understood? And you have your application, secure application, and then you have completely deployed a new application without any downtime. Okay. You want the user data? So I'm sharing the user data to you in the chat. Okay. Okay. So I'm just repeating here, guys. That is server 1 and server 2. Please, there is a gap between it. Okay. So I'm just doing again. Who is Rahul? Rahul, this is recorded already. You can see it in YouTube again. But I'm just telling you again. See here how I did the change. Go to the load balancer, Rahul, and everyone. Go to listeners and rules. Go to our HTTPS. Go to select this and edit rule. Here, what I did is simply previously it was like this. It was like this. Okay. Now what I did, I just clicked on add to the same load balancer. I'm adding green target group also, but blue target group I put 0 and green target group I put 100 and then I saved. Okay. Rahul, this is for you. Okay, guys. So can I ask you, everyone can reply? How is the project? Real time. Everyone, YouTube people, those who are watching in the YouTube. Wow, what a wonderful response from everyone. Simply sweet, very wonderful, excellent, super, very helpful. Love this. Excellent. Fantastic. Wow. Hey guys, so you know, right, how we have done this project, and tomorrow, that meaning on Monday, right? So like this, we'll be doing a lot of projects in the course, right? Monday, I'm starting a new batch that is on 10:30 a.m. Okay, 10:30 a.m. So if you're interested, let's join that. Okay, join the course and we'll be learning a lot. And I told you that many of the people called me as AWS doctor, right? So having 18 plus of years of experience. So you can join that course and then we'll be learning a lot. I'll make you zero to hero on AWS, including DevOps. Okay, so please contact Naresh IT, right, for my new batch that I'm starting tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Right. So if you don't have any questions, thank you very much for joining this wonderful workshop. And this workshop will not have been great without all of you people. And I'll be conducting a lot of workshops like this. Please keep on joining it. And I would love to see you all in my class, which is starting tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and we'll be doing and learning a lot of things there. And again, thank you very much and hope you had a nice and wonderful, great session. See you next time. Thank you for joining. This is your Reyaz sir. Bye-bye. See you next time.